We regret to inform you that your application has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say that you did not pass this part of our assessment. We regret to inform you we will not be progressing your application forward to interview. Then I think you're gonna want to watch this video. I have spent the last year applying for jobs, and let me tell you, it definitely hasn't been easy. There have been so many emotions and so many thoughts that I've had this past year that I've just simply been embarrassed to talk about. And why is that? We all know how competitive the job market is nowadays, so why are we embarrassed to admit we're still looking? Here are some thoughts I've had about job searching, which I'm sure if you're in the same position, you've had too. The first thing that I experienced that no one warned me about was this loss of identity. I went from being a high school student to a university student, and then suddenly you graduate and you don't have a label anymore. You just don't feel like you belong anywhere. You don't feel like you fit into a box. You kind of feel like you're floating around. And that's fine for some people, for the people that don't always need to have their life in little boxes. That's not me. I find that extremely unsettling. And so that loss of identity was perhaps the biggest struggle that I had to overcome. With the loss of identity also came the feeling of not having a purpose. When you're at university, you're going to wake up the next morning, you have your essays to do, you have your exams to study for, you have your lectures to attend. Currently, I just don't feel like I have a purpose. I'm a person that's very motivated by feeling like I'm working towards something bigger than me, which is why I love the idea of joining a company and contributing to the goals of that company. But right now, I wake up and I just feel very demotivated by the fact that I have no purpose in life. I'm not really contributing to society. Yeah, sure, you can say that my overarching goal or my overarching purpose is to secure a job. But on a day-to-day basis, I don't feel like I'm actually helping anyone. I'm just constantly writing the same stuff in my application about myself, and I think not feeling like you have a sense of purpose in life is very disorientating. The second thing that I really struggled with was the lack of structure in my day. I really envied working people because even though I know that work-life balance isn't so great and the lines have been blurred, especially with COVID and remote working, at the same time, I know that when you have a job, you can say, okay, between 9 and 5, 9 and 7, 9 and 1 a.m., whatever the time may be, I'm doing my work and the rest of the time is for me. However, when I first started applying, I felt like I couldn't separate application time to fun time. I felt like there was always another application I could be doing. I never quite felt like I deserved or had earned to relax or chill, which is really horrible if you think about it because, we're not robots. You can't possibly be applying 24 hours a day. So what would end up happening is I would apply for some hours in the day, then not have fun, feel guilty about having fun because I still hadn't secured a training contract, which led to a burnout. The next morning, I felt really not ready to work. I wasn't in a good headspace because of course I hadn't given myself a few hours or a bit of time to relax the evening before. So what I've tried to do is get into a habit of setting myself a goal for that day, say I'm going to work X amount of hours and then the rest of the time I'm going to have fun. Because that way the next day I will be refueled, re-energized and ready to work. There's just no point in punishing yourself and not taking time to do things that make you happy. I can't possibly make this video and not talk about getting rejected. I know everyone will tell you, don't take it personally. I got rejected 50 times. I got rejected 100 times. Luck plays such a big role. There's so many factors that are beyond your control. And don't get me wrong, all of that is true. That is the exact mindset that I had in the beginning. I was like, that's fine. I'm ready for it. Bring it on. But after 20 rejections, it's pretty hard to keep thinking, it's okay. It's not me. It's them. You very much start to feel like it is you. And then you start to question everything, which isn't necessarily bad because reflecting and looking back on your applications, trying to fix your weaknesses is a good thing. But spiraling and going down this path of thinking that you are not good enough is definitely a bad thing. And And that leads me to my next point, which is feeling not good enough, feeling unappreciated, feeling like you can't do this, like you're never going to get a job. Constantly hearing no is not pleasant. Let's be real. And trust me, it will get to you, even if you're the most confident person out there. I remember graduating from law school, being so confident that I was going to be a good lawyer and that I was definitely going to get a training contract. Had I heard how competitive the process was? Absolutely. Did I still think I was going to beat the odds and get a training contract? Absolutely. Did I get one? No. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making this video. I'd probably be making a video called Day in the Life of a Lawyer. So clearly I didn't get one. And I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I really let it get to me. I really let it affect my mental health. You start to tie your self-worth to rejections, which is stupid, honestly. I've been alive for 25 years. I've gone to a good university, I've gotten good grades, I have good work experience, I have a good CV. So the fact that I'm really tying my self-worth or even my professional potential to 20 rejections that I got from 20 firms in the entire world in that one cycle is honestly, if you think about it, not good. Like, really not good. All of this rejection, of course, made me second guess this whole thing. Did I even still want to be a lawyer? Because that's what happens. Constant rejection will lead you to lose motivation for the initial role you're applying. I would just think, is there even a point? There's so much time and effort and dedication put into this process. Maybe I'm just not made to be a lawyer, which is so extremely disappointing, because I do think that a lot of the times hard skills are something that can be taught. What you cannot teach someone is their passion for law. And that's what's really upsetting. The fact that I second guessed myself, that I almost gave up on a career that I am certain about based on actual work experience that I've done, not me watching Suits and wanting to wear nice clothes. The fact that I was almost going to give up on this career because of some rejections. And that's actually a bit worrying. Imagine if law firms are really losing out on talent just because of how competitive and how rigid the recruitment process is. That's something to think about. Yeah, so those are some of the deepest, most private thoughts that I've had, that I've been very scared and weary to share with people, because obviously they make me feel quite vulnerable. But at the same time, I really, if I end up uploading this, because I am a little bit skeptical, but at the same time, I have discussed this with a couple of friends and they all seem to have felt similar things throughout the years. So I figured, you know, I felt really alone when I was going through all of this stuff. So if this video can make at least one person out there feel validated, feel like their feelings are, you know, they're not alone in experiencing these feelings, then I'm gonna be happy with that. And that's really the reason I'm putting out this video. I think it's just really important to start a conversation on these things. Being unemployed, looking for a job, all of that shouldn't be taboo. It's part of life. It doesn't mean anything about how successful you're gonna be in the future. So let's start a conversation. Let me know your thoughts down below in a comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!